rose to their feet, clapping and shouting as the prisoner was lowered into the boiling oil. John raised his hands up toward heaven, praying to God. Minutes passed. John continued to pray. The cheering of the crowd faded into awe and silence. They too heard and said that this man would never die. Then the whispering started. The apostle is not harmed. It's a miracle. Has God protected him? Jesus has protected the apostle. The emperor stared at the apostle in the vat of boiling oil. Against all logic, John was still alive and still praying. The emperor's plan had backfired. Instead of destroying all faith in Jesus Christ, it actually helped increase it. Frustrated, he looked at the chief executioner, who shrank from under his gaze. "There's no way to destroy this man?" The emperor asked. Before the executioner could answer, a new cheer from the crowd drew their attention. John was no longer quietly praying. He had started loudly and joyfully worshiping Jesus and celebrating his deliverance from death. The emperor had made a quick decision. Get this man out of my sight. When John was miraculously delivered from that vat of boiling oil, the emperor gave up trying to kill him. Instead, he banished John to the rocky island of Patmos. For 2 years, he lived alone in exile. But the Lord was with him. And during this time, God revealed to him beautiful scenes, heavenly visions, which he wrote down in the book of Revelation. When the emperor died in 99 AD, the Roman Senate repealed his judgments, and John was released. He was brought back to Ephesus, where he had once been leader of the church. Even here, he suffered persecution and was forced to drink poison. Yet he remained unharmed, just as Jesus had promised. While in Ephesus, John governed the churches in Asia. He read the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and verified that they were true. He then wrote the Gospel of John to add to his perspective, as well as his 3 epistles of John found in the Bible. John outlived all other apostles by more than 30 years. He finally died in peace when he was about 101 years old. John was convinced.
Jesus Christ for 37 years. The king threatened Bartholomew, unless you stop preaching Christ and make sacrifices to our gods, you will be put to death. I will never sacrifice to your idol, said Bartholomew. I would rather seal my testimony with my blood than do the smallest act against my faith or conscience. Upon hearing this, the king ordered, I want this man to suffer severe torture. First beat him with rods. After that, suspend him upside down on a cross. I want you to skin him alive. Following the king's command, Bartholomew was beaten, crucified upside down while being skinned alive. Despite all of this, he was still conscious and continued to exhort the people to believe in Jesus and worship the true God. Finally, to prevent him from saying anything else, the king's men took an axe and cut off his head. Bartholomew was united with Jesus, his Lord. Bartholomew was definitely convinced.
Of all the apostles, Judas was the first to die. We've saved his story for the end because his death was different from the others. Judas was the only apostle that was not persecuted for his faith. While he knew that Jesus was the Messiah, he became impatient and decided to take matters into his own hands. He betrayed Jesus with a kiss for 30 pieces of silver. Regretting his actions, he tried to return the silver to the Pharisees, but they refused the money. Rather than repent and return to Jesus, Judas once again took matters into his own hands and hung himself, removing any chance for reconciliation. Why didn't Judas return to his Lord and fall at his feet like Peter did? Was it arrogance? Or maybe pride? Whatever the case, Judas refused to repent and turn from his own ways. Judas died in his sin.